How Thor got his hammer. Loki, the ever-mischievous trickster, was writhing uncomfortably in Thor's unrelenting iron grip, his usual smirk replaced with a nervous grimace. The golden-haired Sif, Thor's wife, and one of the most revered goddesses in Asgard, stood nearby, her radiant beauty now overshadowed by the cruel prank Loki had pulled the night before. Her flowing locks, once the pride of her presence, were gone, reduced to uneven tufts that even she couldn't believe. Loki, the mischief maker, was writhing uncomfortably in Thor's iron grip. The previous night, while the rest of the gods slept, he'd snuck up on Thor's wife Sif and shorn off her beautiful hair. It had seemed like a funny prank at the time, but now Thor was about to break every bone in his body. Was this the end of Loki? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here and find this video whimsical, we'd love your support. Hitting that subscribe button not only helps our channel grow, but also ensures you'll stay updated with more amazing content just like this. Don't forget to tap the notification bell so you never miss out. Thank you for watching. Let's jump right into the video. Now, Loki had to think of some way to fix what he'd done. Yet who could replace Sif's matchless hair, golden like a field of summer wheat? The dwarves. Their legendary smiths could make anything, so Loki rushed to their realm deep within the mountains of the earth. Even before he arrived, the wily Loki was already scheming how he would get the dwarves to do his bidding. He decided that his best bet was to pit two families against each other. He first visited the masterful sons of Ivaldi. He told them that their rivals, a pair of brothers named Brock and Eitri, had claimed that they were the best craftsmen in the world and were determined to prove it in a competition. The rules were that each family had to create 3 gifts for the gods, including for the Ivaldis' golden hair. Then Loki visited Brock and Eitri and told them the same thing, only now claiming that the sons of Ivaldi had issued the challenge. But Brock and Eitri couldn't be fooled so easily and only agreed to participate if Loki put his own head on the line. Literally. If Brock and Eitri won, Loki would forfeit his head to them. Loki had no choice but to agree, and to save himself had to find a way to make sure the sons of Ivaldi emerged victorious. Both sets of dwarves got to work. Eitri set Brock to man the bellows and told him not to stop for any reason or the treasures would be ruined. Soon, a strange black fly flew into the room. As a piece of pigskin was placed in the forge, the fly stung Brock's hand, but he didn't flinch. Next, while Eitri worked a block of gold, the fly bit Brock on the neck. The dwarf carried on. Finally, Eitri placed a piece of iron in the furnace. This time, the fly landed right on Brock's eyelid and bit as hard as it could. And for just a split second, Brock's hand left the bellows. That's all it took. Their final treasure hadn't stayed in the fire long enough. Loki now reappeared in his normal form, overjoyed by their failure, and accompanied the dwarves to present their treasures to the gods. First, Loki presented the treasures from the sons of Ivaldi, their golden hair bound to Sif's head and continued to grow, leaving her even more radiant than before. Next, for Odin, the All-Father, a magnificent spear that could pierce through anything. And finally, a small cloth that unfolded into a mighty ship built for Freya, god of the harvest. Then, Brock presented the treasures made by him and his brother. For Freya, they'd forged a golden bristled boar who'd pull Freya's chariot across the sky faster than any mount. For Odin, a golden arm ring, which would make 8 more identical rings on every 9th night. And for Thor, a hammer called Mjolnir. Its handle was too short, and Loki smirked at the obvious defect. But then, Brock revealed its abilities. Mjolnir would never shatter, never miss its mark, and always return to Thor's hand when thrown. Despite the short handle, the gods all agreed this was the finest gift of all. Remembering what was at stake, Loki tried to flee, but Thor reached him first. But before the dwarves could have their due, clever Loki pointed out that they had won the rights to his head, but not his neck, and thus had no right to cut it. All begrudgingly admitted the truth in that, but Brock would have the last laugh. Taking his brother's awl, he pierced it through Loki's lips and sewed his mouth shut, so the trickster god could no longer spread his malicious deceit. Yet the irony was not lost on the gods, for it was Loki's deceit that had brought them these fine treasures and given Thor the hammer for which he's still known today. Who would have thought that Thor's mighty hammer Mjolnir was actually a gift from Loki, given as a result of something so ridiculous and terrible he had done? Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you're fascinated by Norse mythology and want to see more stories like this, let us know in the comments. See you in the next chapter of this incredible saga. Bye for now.